Have you ever felt great about some aspects of your life, but completely lacking in other parts, and you don't know what to do about it? Maybe you've got a great relationship with your partner, but you barely spend any time with your friends. Or maybe you are working so hard on your next music project that you forget to sleep and eat well and exercise. Or maybe you're just too much of a socialite that you forget to properly save up your money for your financial goals. Well, there's a tool out there that can help you improve all the areas of your life and help you choose a direction on how to improve it. And you might have heard of it before. It's called the Wheel of Life, and I'm about to talk about it in this video. Alright, so the basic premise of the Wheel of Life is that you have these sections, usually like upwards of 8, 9, or 10 sections that make up most of the areas of your life, pretty much. So for this, I'd say we'll have about 3 major areas, so work, health, and relationships that make up our life. And then we'll break those down into 3 smaller sections to get a total of 9 different slices of the pie here. So it's broken down into mission, money, and growth under work, body, mind, and spirit under health, and friends, family, and romance under relationships. Now, the goal of this exercise is to just think about and reflect on each of these areas of your life and how satisfied you feel with them. Give it a number of 1 to 10, 1 being that you're deeply unsatisfied, 10 being you're fully satisfied with it, pretty content, you're where you want to be, right? Naturally, we're never going to feel like we are fully satisfied with life in general. Like, there's always something to be improved upon. So the idea is to just get to where you feel the most content, like where you feel like you're in the right place in this area of your life. And this is a common exercise that's used by many life coaches in the self-help industry that just helps people recenter and helps them reflect on their life and what they would like to improve specifically, just to find a direction to go in. Next, I'm going to walk you through a little bit about how I use this exercise myself. And it's important to note not to rush these reflections. You know, you really have to take the time to think about each of these areas of your life and how you're feeling about them in the current moment. Doing this exercise will help you figure out what areas of your life you might want to improve to make you feel overall more satisfied with your life. Okay, so step 1 for me is basically figure out what 1 and 10 in each category mean for me. It's easy to say dissatisfied, satisfied, but what does that actually mean? Well, I go out through each category and write out what would the worst case scenario, number 1, be for me. Like, what would I be completely dissatisfied with in my life? And then 10 is where I want to go. What would I be satisfied? Like, what's the end goal for me? And then after that, I start asking important questions for each category. So one of them includes, does my work align with my mission in life, i.e. what I want to accomplish according to my values? That's for mission. And then for body, am I satisfied with my appearance, abilities, health, and growth right now? Romance, how satisfied are you with your relationship in your life? And each of these questions is going to look a little different for you individually, depending on where you are in your life and where you want to go. And then after I ask those questions and I start to write it out, I think about how could we get the number closer to 10? How can I take this 5 in this category and get it up to 6? How can I get it up to 7 and all the way up to 10? What is the next actionable step that I can do? So at the end of the reflection, after I've written out how I feel about it, I kind of ask myself, what can I do today or tomorrow? And I write out that next actionable step. And then I repeat this process at a regular interval throughout my life, pretty much. So currently what I'm doing is about 3 months in between each is when I will do it. So at the start of a new quarter or every 12 to 13 weeks, I will write out how I'm currently feeling in each of these 9 categories and then think about where I want to go, what I want to prioritize my time with. And a key consideration that I keep in mind whenever I'm planning all this out and reflecting upon it is what areas of my life are going to suffer when I prioritize certain aspects, such as if I prioritize my health, will my relationships kind of go to the wayside a little bit? Will I spend less time dedicated towards them? Or maybe will my work take up so much of my time because I'm trying to work towards career goals that I have no time to socialize or, spend time with family, pretty much. So you're going to have to prioritize on one thing, pretty much, or a certain area of your life for a certain amount of time. It doesn't have to be indefinitely, like you do not need to go one way and completely forget about the rest of everything else in your life. But you will focus on one thing at a time if you want to get better if you want to improve your life. And so that naturally means that you are going to have to deprioritize something else because, you have a set number of hours in the day. You can't just create more time. There's this common misconception that we all have that we don't have enough time in the day to actually do what we want to do. And I've suffered from this way of thinking too. But in reality, we do have the time. It's just a matter of whether or not we prioritize that time towards doing the thing. When I get home from work, I might feel like I want to sit down, I want to relax and decompress, and just, scroll on Instagram or YouTube, or maybe even watch a show that I'm interested in at the time, or play a video game, just to pass the time and do something that I enjoy. And that's not inherently bad. However, I have all these other goals and things that I want to accomplish with my life that by the time that I'm through the week and I've come home 5 times and I felt like just sitting down and playing video games and not working towards my goals, I get to the end of the week and I think, man, what did I do with my time? I didn't have enough time. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And then something that's happened because of that is I start to blame other aspects of my life because of it. A very negative cycle that happens because I didn't prioritize my time correctly. When I did have the free time to dedicate towards something I wanted to do, I get to the end of the week, reflect on that, see that I didn't have enough time, think that I didn't have enough time, and then I will start to blame other aspects such as, my relationship. Oh, my girlfriend's taking up too much of my time. Oh, my friends are taking up too much of my time. There's so many things that I'm trying to do. I gotta go to this gathering. I gotta go to this gathering. There's no time to dedicate towards this or record a YouTube video, make music or whatnot, but that's simply not the case. There is so much dead time between activities that we do during the day that we simply just don't prioritize towards the right things. But there are many times during work when we just don't have a whole lot going on, and so we sit back and relax, and instead of scrolling on Instagram or YouTube and just watching videos constantly, scrolling Twitter and whatnot, we could be using that time to dedicate towards what actually matters to us, instead of just mindlessly filling our brains with useless information. So, key thing to remember about this is that even though you're going to look at all of your life holistically like this and rank all of it and all the parts that you could improve, you are not going to improve every aspect of your life all the time. It's just not physically possible. So then, you might be thinking, how do I practically apply this reflection exercise in my own actions to really improve on what I want to improve on? Well, the first step is I try to journal in with each of these categories. What are the first steps that I can do today to help make each of these categories better? I talked about this a little bit before, but you mention, what can I do tomorrow or today or the next few hours? That might be calling up your aunt for 1 hour and just having a nice conversation with her. Or maybe you sign up for a course that you found on Skillshare. Or maybe, you go out for a run because it's a nice day, it's a beautiful day outside, and, you just feel like doing that. It's all about figuring out what can I do in this current moment with my current ability, my time, resources, money, whatever you need to accomplish that goal. And then just do it. Just get out there, pick yourself up off your seat, and go and do the thing that will most likely get you to where you want to go if you just start, and then you use the motivation and the momentum that you get from doing that one thing to help keeping you going. Maybe you realize that you actually really do like talking to your aunt after all, and you want to keep doing it more. So then you keep calling her every week, and the relationship grows. Or maybe that skill that you learned actually gets you very excited to keep learning, and so you keep taking courses on that, or you just keep finding new opportunities to learn more about that. And then, if you run, usually runners are freaks of nature who enjoy running, and I've definitely been in that boat before, so it's just something that we keep doing just because we enjoy the idea of improving ourselves. So one other important thing that I want to stress about frameworks like these that are often found in the self-help industry, it's often explained in a very general sense, and so each individual that comes across these, there is some value that they can take out of it that they can then apply to their own unique situations and personal experiences. For me, there are different things that I see that I'm like, okay, I can apply this to my life, because there's so many different wheels of life out there, different versions and whatnot that people make all the time. And what I've landed on is the one that's kind of resonated the most with me. And so I've run with that idea and tried to implement it into my own reflections and my thought process about my life and what direction I want to take that in. So take the framework, take what you resonate with, modify it to your needs. And you can add or subtract categories depending on what you want to learn, or you can even change the categories depending on what area of your life you want to specify. And I mean, it's all about how can this best fit your needs, and how can you use it in the way that will accomplish that, pretty much. Anyways, this is just a tool that I've picked up following the self-help and productivity space for a while now, that I've tried to use to improve my life and mentality, and I just wanted to talk about it. So hopefully I introduced a framework to you that can help you improve your life. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, let me know down below in the comments, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Anyways, that's all from me. See you later.